There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town.
From NPR Music and produced by West Virginia Public Broadcasting, with support provided by Bailey Glasser. Welcome to another Mountain Stage with your host, Kathy Mattea.
There's a song in my heart, just a simple little tune, but the rhythm and the melody won't leave me alone. Around the world it's just a simple song. This world is turning round, a simple song. Thank you. Hello and welcome once again to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. I'm Kathy Mattea, and we are back home this week at the Culture Center Theater in Charleston, West Virginia, and happy to be here. Happy to have y'all here with us, too. We've got a show packed with some of the best contemporary songwriters in the country. We are so happy to welcome back a man who forged his own path in the music world, starting in 2008, and he's been growing his devoted fan base ever since. Joe Pug is back with us this week. Yeah, you can clap. Later on, we'll welcome one of the Americana scene's most heralded and respected songwriters. Jobi Riccio is making her first appearance on the show. Still to come in this hour, the charmingly offbeat songs and poetic ruminations of Curtis McMurtry. And one of the most insightful and thought-provoking songwriters and multi-instrumentalists is back with her latest songs. Miss Carrie Newcomer will be here with us. But we're going to start the show with a duo from Kentucky who are deeply rooted in the classics of Appalachian folk while adding a new layer to the tradition. They've been an integral part of the Kentucky music scene for almost 10 years. They've toured with Tyler Childers and Colter Wall and garnered attention from the New York Times. Their latest album is called simply The Local Honeys on La Honda Records. It's filled with original songs about Appalachia, except for one, a cover of Gene Ritchie's classic, The L&N Don't Stop Here Anymore. Please welcome for the first time to the Mountain Stage, Montana Hobbs and Linda Jean Stokely, The Local Honeys.
Well, the floor feels like a pond that I could skate on. I ain't got the coffee to rely on, so I slip and slide right into the bathroom like that freckled little fawn from the cartoon. And I ain't in there long before I get lonely, start looking for the first thing to hold me. On the cabinet there's a mirror, and on the inside, that's where all my good buddies sit in sunshine. They don't all belong, but that's alright. Like that one time, remember, on prom night. But I'm smarter than them, and I love a good fight. And I'll go when I go, and the time's right. If I could stop this aching in my knees, if I could quit this dragging of my feet, then I might make it out of this world alive. Trust no one, treat me in my pain. So I self-medicate put it on my card. I got Medicaid. But now, 'cause a new batch they brought in, I give up more tabs for Suboxone. If I could stop this aching in my knees, if I could quit this dragging up my feet, then I might make it out of this world alive. If I could stop this aching in my knees, if I could quit this dragging up my feet, then I might make it out of this world alive.
Thank y'all. That's Miss Montana Hobbs on the 5-string banjo for you this evening.
He don't like breathing this way, but it's lucky he's breathing at all. 35 years in a methane cave makes your lungs all black and raw. Got a pinch between his cheek and gum, got a pinched nerve in his neck. Rocking back and forth through the shovel cars, he's rolling towards a nervous wreck. Way down in the hole where he earns his pay, it's dark and unforgiving. Digging this gold, digging his grave, he's dying to make a living. He's dying to make a living. He don't like walking this way, but it's lucky he's walking at all. The doctor said he's 5 foot and he used to stand 6 foot tall. Got a bone from his hip in his lower back, got screws in both his legs. Takes cheap work 'cause he's gotta have cash, now he's gotta have Percocet. Way down in the hole where he earns his pay, it's dark and unforgiving. Digging this gold, digging his grave, he's dying to make a living. He's dying to make a living. He don't like living this way, but it's lucky he's living at all. 35 years as a black jewel slave, praying that the roof don't fall. Got 2 heavy eyes and 3 slip discs, sleeps with a metal spine. Daydreams fade on the hoot owl ship when you work down in the mines. Way down in the hole where he earns his pay, it's dark and unforgiving. Digging this gold, digging his grave, he's dying to make a living. He's dying to make a living. He's dying, trying to make a living. 2, 3.
Thank y'all. We recorded that last song in Huntington, West Virginia, with our good buddy Max Nolte back here on the drums, and Chris Justice on bass. Max is from Ono, West Virginia. Chris is from Rush, Kentucky. They've been with us ever since we decided to stop playing old-time music and play some rock and roll. This is for all the Lonesome Dove fans. It's my favorite book. It's my favorite made-for-TV series. And I have a 70-year-old guitar, so sorry. This is called Dumbass, Nebraska.
They don't often back down. No place for brain swelling or a fractured skull. Time can't afford to break or to love. In an orchardless landscape, she'll live then she'll die, and eat lots of peaches on the other side.
Well, thank you all so very much. That over there singing for y'all is my best good friend in the whole wide world. From Woodford County, Kentucky, this is Lena Jean Stokely. Lena Jean and I met a long time ago at Morehead State University, and yeah, go Eagles. I think everybody on this stage went to Morehead at some point or another. And but we do this cute little thing every year. We always make a little goal list of what we would like to do, in the following year. And I didn't really ever know about Mountain Stage until I went to college, and I think probably in 2016 it was one of our goals, eventually, like a 5-year plan, to play Mountain Stage. So it's such an honor to be here tonight with you all here. So because we're in the great state of West Virginia, our lovely neighbors, I'd like to do a song that I wrote about a man from West Virginia. This song is about my papaw. I always wanted to write a song about my papaw, but I was too nervous to do it because I was afraid I'd mess it up. And I eventually got the courage to do it. He's been gone a long time. I didn't get to proof it by him or be like, do you like this? But I think he would because it's about his favorite topic to talk about, which was himself. a true West Virginia man. He was born in West Virginia. He was one of about 8 children. I say 8 children because I don't exactly know. They were, his parents tragically died about 6 months apart from one another, and this was during the Great Depression. And so about 8 children didn't all get to go live together and grow up with one another and survive through the Great Depression. They got split up. My papa didn't really get to know his siblings until like his 60s or something like that, so I didn't meet them all. And anyway, so he got sent to go live with whom he called the meanest woman to ever draw a breath. And it was his aunt, somehow. And he didn't like her, and I doubt she liked him. He had a really smart mouth. And so he ran away, and he walked about 40 miles and went to a boys' home and asked for a room, asked for a bed, and they said sure. And that was a Catholic boys' home, and he'd never met a Catholic nun. And he didn't like them either, from the way he told it. So he ran away from there. At the age of 15, he enlisted in the U.S. Navy and became a U.S. naval pilot and fought in World War II. He got shot down in battle over the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Japan, survived the crash landing somehow, and floated in the ocean for 4 days and 4 nights before he was rescued. But he was rescued. Eventually, he said they nearly killed him trying to save him. But he said he would float closer to the shoreline and think, thank God I'm going to get out of this water, and then he could hear the enemy talking. So he said he turned around and swam as hard as he could back out to the middle of the ocean. Said all that to say, I had to remember who my papa was, how he talked, and what he said. His name was Cliff Riffle, by the way, and every day of my life, people would come in and say, hey, Cliff, how you doing? And he would say, better than I deserve. So this is a song I wrote about my papa. It's called Better Than I Deserve.
When my granddaddy was a boy, he walked for miles and miles, from Buchanan to old Jane Lou to find a place to stay a while. It wasn't a home he made his own, but one for wayward boys. Said the food was hard and the women cold, but it's better than I deserve. It's just another place to be alone, another war that can't be won. If I could put my boots back on, I'd still be left with just the one. But the only truth I've ever known, you can't take it with you when you're gone. And left alone to die, he never bothered to lay down and cry. So he packed his grip, he traveled extra light. So my only plans was for tonight. He was small in his frame, but neither blind nor he lame. So he told the light to put him in the sky, and Uncle Sam give him a plane. It's just another place to be alone, another war that can't be won. If I could put my boots back on, I'd still be left with just the one. But the only truth I've ever known, you can't take it with you when you're gone. The shot gunner down in broad daylight, crying glory be, what a day to die, but you never had me alive. After 4 days he was saved, it seemed, floated right on by the enemy, took him home to die with some dignity, that's better than I deserve. It's just another place to be alone,
Y'all please give a big hand for this band up here. This is Don Rogers over there on the electric guitar and fiddle. It's Max Nolte on the drums and Chris Justice on the bass. We're going to give them this last one. Take a break on this one.
We're going to do a song that I wrote a long time ago, but it's still very pertinent and very near and dear to our hearts. We played this song all over the world to continue telling the story of the people of Martin County, Kentucky, who were affected in the year 2000. It didn't really make a lot of national coverage. It barely made Kentucky news, but a sludge pond busted, dam broke, flooded through the entire town, and they're still dealing with the ramifications of that mess. They're still cleaning up that mess. It permeated through their soil. It affected their water source. They still have to haul water in. We have dear friends that live in this area, and it's one of those things that malpractice seems to always get a slap on the wrist. The coal company that was responsible for this disaster was fined about $2,500. And it's 25 years later now, and these people still are without a reliable, clean water source, which is absolutely absurd that we live in this country and we don't have access to clean water all over our country. I find it kind of embarrassing and disheartening in a lot of ways, but we tell this story and we sing this song for these people. And just to put this in perspective, this sludge pond was 90 times larger than the Exxon Valdez spill that happened off the coast of Alaska in the 90s. This is a song that I wrote called Cigarette Trees. Piss in my boot and you tell me it's rain. You smell like money on land you reclaim. Top off that sludge pond, run black through our sinks. Heavy on the corn when we fill up our drinks. Dig out our coal, turn it into cash. Starve out our homelands, but keep your wallets fat. Shake down our houses with your big old drag lines and bury our families deep in their minds. Why not plant cigarette trees? They'd burn faster than you'd log these. Fill up them valleys, slurry them streams. A big old king coal, don't you lose any sleep. That big old mountain with your broad form deed. Kill animal and human, ever plant an herb. You can't help but leave the sky, we could still flip you the bird. What will we do with no mountains to climb and you disappear when you shut down the mines? Pray God gives you mercy to the place you should dwell. You don't burn like coal when you're sentenced to hell. Why not plant cigarette trees? They burn faster than you'd log these. Fill up them valleys, slurry them streams. A big old king coal, don't you lose any sleep. This is Montana Hobbs on the banjo. My name is Linda Jean Stokely. We're the local honeys. Thank you all so much for having us and sharing your evening with us. We appreciate it. Enjoy your evening.
Their album was Engineered in Louisville by Grammy winner Ann Gaucher, and it was produced by their longtime mentor, Jesse Wells. Their latest album is The Local Honeys. Look for them in October touring on the West Coast. That was The Local Honeys. It's time to welcome our singer, Julie Adams, to do a song for you now. She'll be joined, as always, by our great Mountain Stage band. That's Ron Soul back there. He's the leader of the band on acoustic guitar. Ryan Kennedy and Michael Lipton are on electric guitars. Bob Thompson is at the piano. Steve Hill is on bass, and that's Ahmet Solomon back there playing drums. Julie's chosen an old Beatles song that she asked me to sing with her tonight called Two of Us. Please welcome Julie Adams.
Two of us riding nowhere, spending someone's hard-earned pay. You and me Sunday driving, not arriving on our way back home. We're on our way home. We're on our way home. We're going home. Two of us sending postcards, writing letters on my wall. You and me burning matches, lifting latches on our way back home. We're on our way home. We're on our way home. We're going home. You and I have memories longer than the road that stretches out ahead. Two of us wearing raincoats, standing solo in the sun. You and me chasing paper, getting nowhere on our way back home. We're on our way home. We're on our way home. We're going home. You and I have memories longer than the road that stretches out ahead. Two of us wearing raincoats, standing solo in the sun. You and me chasing paper, getting nowhere on our way back home. We're on our way home. We're on our way home. We're going home. On our way back home.
That was Julie Adams with special guest Lance Schrader doing the whistle part. Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody on this show has multiple talents. That was Julie Adams with the Beatles, Two of Us. All right. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Remember, if you missed part of Mountain Stage or you want to hear something again, visit the podcast section of mountainstage.org. Each podcast includes songs not heard on the radio and usually the complete finale song. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and leave a review, if you would, wherever it is you listen. Next up is a songwriter, recording artist, performer, educator, public speaker, and activist. She is what you might call a Renaissance woman. The Boston Globe calls her a prairie mystic. She has 20 albums, 3 books of poetry and essays, and an Emmy for a PBS special. Yeah. She also contributed a song to Nickel Creek's Grammy-winning album, This Side. She's traveled the world as a cultural ambassador, embracing music as a cross-cultural beacon and a catalyst for social change. She has a top 10 music blog on Substack, and she's had an ongoing collaboration podcast with educator and author Parker Palmer called The Growing Edge. Her latest album is called A Great Wild Mercy. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, along with her longtime piano player, Gary Walters, Miss Carrie Newcomer.
Thank you. It is great to be here. Just a delight to be back on Mountain Stage. I love this show. And it is a national treasure, right? That's right. This song is about the news of the world, the news of the heart. The news of the world will tell you to be afraid, be so afraid, be enraged, and then be more afraid, that there are divisions and no bridges. But the news of the heart tells us that we are still intimately connected at where it matters most, and that the world still is full of a great wild mercy. It was a summer storm that broke the heat. She had a blue umbrella as she stepped into the street. I saw her look up from beneath the brim, thought better of it and closed it up again. The rain slipped down like unchecked tears, the way that miracles arrive and then disappear. I nodded as I watched her smile and walk away, having just seen the finest prayer ever been prayed to the big white sky, filled with stars that feel so close but feel so far. I'm tired of all the rage, tired of all the worry. I'm ready for a great wild mercy. A great wild mercy. May we all forgive us, tattooed on his arm like a sign from God or a hit and run. He handed me my coffee, he just poured. May we all find the mercy we've been longing for. There's a big white sky filled with stars that feel so close but feel so far. I'm tired of all the rage, tired of all the worry. I'm ready for a great just born restless, dazzled by the heart and softness of things, sensing a never-present goodness still circling on wings. There is news of the world and news of the heart, stories we tell, parcel and part. It'll all unfold, the teller and the told, the stories that will heal us and the ones we let go. There's a big wide sky filled with stars that feel so close but feel so far. I'm tired of all the rage, tired of all the worry, looking for some peace, trying not to hurry, leaning into something absolutely sturdy. I'm ready for a great wild mercy, a great wild mercy, a great wild mercy. Thank you so much. Right away on the piano tonight is Mr. Gary Walters. Gary and I, we've been collaborating, recording, touring together for many years now, which means Gary's up for sainthood somewhere. And this next song is one that we wrote together. We wrote on my front porch. It was hard getting a full piano up there, but we figured it out. But it was that time of year when you wake up in the morning and it happened. It went from autumn, it went from summer to autumn. And the air, it didn't feel all that different yet. The temperature wasn't all that different, but you could tell the light was a little more golden. It happened. One thing had handed over to the next. And that can happen in the natural world, but, it can happen in a lifetime too. The creek bed dries and then it fills. The shadows lengthen as shadows will. The last wild roses go to seed. The summer birds, they take their leave as the light goes golden, golden. Here we are, here I am, here we stand in the handing over time. All that shines, all that rust in the light and borrowed dust, it all comes round and round again. Curtains of leaves drift away. The fields are filled with wheels of hay. The yellow finches fade to gray, at least the ones who choose to stay, as the light goes golden, golden. that shines, all that rust in the light and borrowed dust, it all comes round and round again. Something fine and true and deep happened when I was asleep. Something there right in my palm. It was here and then it's gone. A creek bed dries and then it fills. The shadows lengthen as shadows will, as the light grows golden, golden. Here we are, here I am, here we stand in the handing over time. All that shines, all that rust in the light and borrowed dust, it all comes round and round again. Thank you. This is another song from our new recording, Great Wild Mercy. It was based on a quote by Thomas Merton, who was kind of a mystic Trappist monk who lived in Kentucky. Because you want to base your songs on things that were said by mystic Trappist monks, because it pretty much assures you that, Taylor Swift is going to want to cover it maybe tomorrow, because she's looking for that stuff. But seriously, we live busy lives. We have so much to do. And this song is really about loving all the motion of my life, and at the same time, really loving when I take a little more time and cover a little less ground. I'm an old wind-up clock in an ancient tower. I'm a lone table lamp and the appointed hour. I'm what's never been named and is nameless still. I'm the echo that comes back from the bottom of the well. Let me rest in the arms of these tangled roots. I've been wearing my longing like a backpack and boots. Let me notice the wheels, how they rattle and turn. How my life's filled with kindness that I didn't earn. Time pick it all up and lay it back down. Time to know what I seek has already been found. Time to listen to what never made a sound. Time to take more time and cover less ground. I'm surprised how these days so quickly pass, not half empty or full, just a big old glass. Some answers don't come, but it's enough to ask. Deep calls to deep, and vast calls to vast. Time to pick it all up and lay back down. Time to know what I seek has already been found. Time to listen to what never made a sound. Time to take more time and cover less ground. When the light lets loose and the stars take a bow, I'm grateful we're all safe and here for now, and that love keeps us tethered somewhere, somehow. Now in the season of come on home, slowing my life to the speed of my soul. Now when the reason's been ever so clear, at the end of a hard but holy year. Time to pick it all up and lay it back down. Time to know what I seek has already been found. Time to listen to what never made a sound. Time to take more time and cover less ground. Time to take more time and cover less ground.
Thank you so much. Well, we have one more song to do for you. Again, it is such a delight and such a pleasure to be on Mountain Stage. I think this is my 6th time, and it feels like quite an honor. And I want to thank everyone here, the crew, the wonderful house, everyone is just. It's just so nice here. I'm just telling you, it's awesome. So the song is called "Room at the Table," because there's room at the table for everyone. Let our hearts not be hardened to those living on the margins. There is room at the table for everyone. This is how it all begins. This is how we gather in. There is room at the table for everyone. Too long we have wandered, burdened and undone. There is room at the table for everyone. This is how it all begins. This is how we gather in. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. Is it enough if we share? Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, there is room at the table for everyone. How we gather in, let us sing the new world in. There is room at the table for everyone. Let our hearts not be hardened to those living on the margins. There is room at the table for everyone. This is how it all begins. Let us sing the new world in. There is room at the table for everyone. Can you sing that? Room at the table for a little louder now. Room at the table for like you mean it. Room at the table for one more time. Room at the table for everyone. Gary Walters.
Her weekly Substack blog covers topical reflections, videos, has poetry and songs. You should check that out. She's been out doing presentations with a full choir and a string quartet lately. She's been on Being with Krista Tippett. She's a very busy woman and a fellow alto, so I'm in her corner. Her latest album, her 20th, is called A Great Wild Mercy on Available Light Records. That was Carrie, Newcomer. We hope you'll take a look at our website, mountainstage.org. There you'll find links to our podcast, and you can follow us on just about every form of social media. You can also find tickets to our next live show there, and you can find information about our special collaboration with Oh Boy Records, which is available now. It's called Live on Mountain Stage, Outlaws and Outliers. It's a double vinyl or 2 CD compilation, and it features 21 tracks recorded live on Mountain Stage from artists like Wilco, Indigo Girls, Jason Isbell, and Rhiannon Giddens, plus previously unreleased music from Tyler Childers and Sierra Farrell. To find out more about the release, go to mountainstage.org or ohboy.com. Our next guest is a singer, songwriter, composer, and multi-instrumentalist from Austin, Texas. He was born and raised in Austin, and he grew up surrounded by local musicians. He studied music composition and ethnomusicology in college, and then he moved to Nashville to learn songwriting from the likes of Guy Clark and his gang. His songwriting integrates the classical and jazz orchestration he learned in college with the lyric-driven Texas singer-songwriting style that is in his DNA. He has a new album. It's called The Pollen and the Rot. It's the first of a planned series of 4 representing the 4 seasons, and it's about spring. He's brought his wife and frequent collaborator with him, cellist Diana Burgess. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Curtis McMurtry.
All for one and all at once, as any man can be. At least I know a part of you still wants at least a part of me. Don't say my name when we're alone. I don't need you to pretend. Let's just do what we came here for. Lover, we'll never be friends. I want you to take control. Let no pleasure go to waste. as above, so now below. Indulge until we lose the taste. No need to be so sentimental. Both of us know how this ends. Don't stay the night, don't be gentle. Lover will never be friends. Thanks so much. Once again, my name is Curtis McMurtry. This is Diana Burgess playing cello and singing. That song was called Lover Will Never Be Friends. This next song is called Devour the Divine. It's about being somewhere and feeling like no one likes you, and then you realize you don't like anyone there. So them not liking you is actually a good thing. They're the ones that are wrong. Never forget. Always I've attracted trouble. Wouldn't change it if I could. Sheath your claws and save your scolding. My God knows that I'm no good. I can't be contained by judgment. Try to burn me at the stake. You will fall and I will flourish. Flowers blooming in my wake. Calling all my fellow sinners. No outsider left behind. Scavengers of all that's sacred. Come devour the divine. Though I shine like El Dorado, I still get my pleasures cheap. Clutch your pearls and curse my beauty. Do your worst, I will not weep. Calling all my fellow sinners. No outsider left behind. Scavengers of all that's sacred. Come devour the divine. Calling all my fellow sinners. No outsider left behind. Scavengers of all that's sacred. Come devour the divine. Come devour the divine. Come devour the divine. Thanks so much. Both those songs are on my latest album, The Pollen and the Rut, which came out 3 months ago or so. So it's completely disappeared now. It's no longer new. I think it's still good though. But I realized this week that it's been 10 years now since the first time we appeared on Mountain Stage, which means it's been 10 years since my first solo album came out, and that made me feel all nostalgic. So we're gonna do a much older song now. This one's called Mariah. I usually try and kill at least 2 characters in any given set, so I'm going to take care of that one right here so I meet my quota. Obligatory death song. We hold on to each other in the grit and the mud. My hands covered with blisters, your shirt covered in blood. You thought the vultures were angels, come to take us away, off into the sunset, at the last of the day. And I know we won't ever get out of this hole, and we won't go easy, and we sure as hell won't go slow. It should have been simple, and I should have been scared. I expected a setup, still I was not prepared. You say you think we can take 'em, but you can't catch your breath. There's 100 more coming, and we've only got 2 bullets left. And I never knew better, I guess. And if it weren't for me, we'd never be in this mess. When the world gets cold, we do what we must. I gave you my fire, you gave me your trust. And all I have now is the smoke and the dust. If you knew me at all, you wouldn't love me so much. So pull back the hammer, stare up at the sky, rest your hand on my shoulder, we'll pretend we can fly off into the sunset at the last of the day. You thought the vultures were angels, come to take us away. Thank you. So I think I've said before on Mountain Stage that we really only play sad songs and mean songs, but we strive for equilibrium. So here's a mean song to sort of balance us out. I think a lot about billionaires because it's really hard not to. There's just this boot hanging over all the time. Anyway, but I think often about what it must be like to be one, not in a wishful way, but just what must that do to you to have that insane amount of wealth? Like, you must feel like you're chosen by God. Like, there must be a reason you have all that. So I was thinking about that for this one. This song's called Last in Line. Who can tell if I'm the apple or the snake? The world burns a little faster after every breath I take, and yeah, I know I've been a monster once or twice. For every blessing handed down there is a price, twisted up and rotten to the core. this was all I ever wanted till the day I wanted more. And I don't care if those below me think I'm cruel. I don't even feed the hungry when I'm full. I'm gonna take what's mine. Sorry if you're last in line. Life's not fair, I'm not to blame. God doesn't love us all the same. As you can see, I'm doing well. Lord helps those who help themselves, and I know beyond the shadow of a doubt there are luxuries I wasn't meant to live without. Everything that I desire, paint it gold and build it higher, light a fire, burn my name across the earth. King of everything I see, all of this belongs to me. Every ocean, every tree, and every bird. My soul is heaven sent and heaven bound. If God did not want me around, he'd bring the lightning, strike me down. But here I stand, so I'll rise like a rocket on the day that I die, through the eye of a needle to his kingdom in the sky. Strike up the band. I'm gonna take what's mine. Sorry if you're last in line. Don't get mad, I'm not to blame. God doesn't love us all the same. I'm gonna take what's mine. Sorry if you're last in line. Life's not fair, I'm not to blame. God doesn't love us all the same. God doesn't love us all the same. God doesn't love us all the same. Thank you. So as you may have noticed, I don't write a whole lot of songs about hope. It's a difficult world. If you're angry all the time about the state of it, that can be very exhausting. But not being angry about so many things feels morally wrong. So you kind of get stuck. But anyway, I did write this one relatively hopeful song. It's kind of an anomaly. I'd like to thank Mountain Stage so much for having us back. This is the 4th time we've been here, which is amazing. And many times the Mountain Stage still stand out as like the most exciting things musically I've ever gotten to do, so we're thrilled. Please give another huge hand for Diana Burgess on cello and vocals. Diana will have a new album of her own out next year, so watch out for it. This last song is called Shot at the Title. Come on and say if you think you can be a contender. Better give us your best, because we won't accept a surrender. If you're convinced, put up your fist, don't be idle. Let's see what you got if you want a shot at the title. Don't wait for the world to fall in your hand. Fight on your knees till you're ready to stand. tide when you're carving your name in the sand. Fall through the cracks, then claw your way back to the surface. Sharp as a thorn, and certain you're born with a purpose. Keep hold of the wheel, 'cause you know even steel can shatter. Don't be surprised if what you feel inside doesn't matter. Don't wait for the world to fall in your hand. Fight on your knees if you're too weak to stand. Follow your pride, but remember the tide when you're carving your name in the sand. Struggle and strain until all that you've gained turns rotten. You can go all the way and there'll still come a day you're forgotten. But if you're not convinced, put up your fist, don't be idle. Let's see what you got if you want a shot at the title. Thank you all so much.
All right. Sad songs and mean songs. He calls his music bisexual spite pop, which is just an example of his smart and edgy sense of humor. I think he writes about the darker side of life, but I don't know. When I hear him sing, I hear a twinkle in there somewhere in his eye. He comes from a long line of artists. His dad is renowned Texas singer-songwriter James McMurtry. His grandfather is the novelist Larry McMurtry of Lonesome Dove fame. And his mom is a visual artist. His latest album is called The Pollen and the Rot. That was Curtis McMurtry. We'd like to say a special hello to you right now if you're listening over WBST in Muncie, Indiana, and over KCSE in Lamar, Colorado. We're glad to have you listening, and we hope you can join us next week when we bring you Maddie Diaz, Judith Owen, The Dead Tongues, and Swamp Dog from the Franklin Theater in Franklin, Tennessee. This is Kathy Mattea, and you're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Mountain Stage is supported in part by this station and by West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hotel accommodations for Mountain Stage guests are provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston's retail district. This is Mountain Stage from NPR. Hello again, and welcome to the second hour of Mountain Stage. I'm Kathy Mattea, and I'm so glad you joined us. We're here at the Culture Center Theater in Charleston, West Virginia, and we have quite the hour of live music for you. In just a bit, we'll welcome back the entrepreneurial Joe Pug. But we're going to open this second hour with a Nashville-based performer who grew up in Morrison, Colorado, in the shadow of the famed Red Rocks Amphitheater. Her family had a huge CD collection which influenced her early years and her curiosity about music. She attended Berklee College of Music in Boston for a while and hung out at the legendary folk venue Club Passim. She moved back home when the pandemic hit. She won the 2019 New Song Music Competition, and the prize was to make a record with Gar Ragland at his studio in North Carolina. That album, called Whiplash, was released late last year on Yep Rock Records. We are happy to have her here for the first time at Mountain Stage. Please welcome Jobi Riccio.
Summer is beautiful. I wanna go on a long yellow drive to the end of the road where the sun sets like butter slipping down warm toast. Summer is beautiful, perfectly made for the snow cone stained children and lovers in lakes. On a warm summer evening in the middle of June, words sound like honey dripping off of a spoon, and the silvery silence a mirror of the moon. I am the moth circle in the porch light. Will you stay with me till morning? Will you give me just this night? But you just kiss my forehead and say you have to go. And I feel like lukewarm water, and I feel like nothing at all. So I'll just drive around the blue-winged suburban streets, trying hard not to think of how the houses all repeat, and the strip malls and the phone calls that are waiting for me when I get home. Summer is beautiful, the air grows hot and sweet. Something's bound to happen, ain't that summer's guaranteed? So how come every summer I get so damn lonely? How come every summer I get so damn lonely? How come every summer I get so lonely?
Thank you. My name is Jobi Riccio. I suppose Kathy already said that. And I just did the thing that you should never do, which is I went and looked at the alumni list of Mountain Stage on my phone before I played. I was familiar that this has been, a long-standing program and a lot of amazing artists have done it, but I was like, oh, Guy Clark. Ooh, Townes Van Zandt. Ooh, I'm scared now. But that is to say, I'm absolutely thrilled and honored to be here. I've wanted to do Mountain Stage for a long time, and it's always a joy to be back in West Virginia. This is, I think, my third time playing here, and my grandmother was born and raised in Fairmont, so yeah, not too far away. As was mentioned, I'm originally from Colorado, and I'm the type of person who is never fully satisfied with where they are. I'm always kind of like window shopping for like the next place I want to move. And I was doing a lot of window shopping at the time when I graduated college, and then the pandemic happened. And so I ended up moving back home. Kathy kind of really she read my whole bio, so she stole my thunder. So I'm just repeating stuff to you, but just pretend you don't know. But anyways, I moved back home to Colorado, and then I just was like, well, I guess I have to just travel in my mind then and find new places for me to move. But yeah, I was doing a lot of daydreaming at that time. And then I ended up living on a school bus in southwestern Colorado and working as a farmer. But I wasn't very good at farming, and I still had that grand prize to cash in on. So I ended up going and recording my record. But I wrote this song, so this is sort of like a little bonus track from that record. This is called Green Flash. Do 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 do. I wanna write a song that nobody will hear. 'Cause even when I'm alone, there is always a listening ear, saying who you howling to, bleeding blue for every night. A little animal stunned by the glow of the white spotlight. No, they ain't too far, and sleep out each night neath the light of the ancient stars. Hey, wild cactus flower blooming neath the shadow of the stones. I grow towards the light and just might find I'm better off alone. Like cheap champagne, eat and drink myself silly and fill my body up with the sun. We be stumbling and singing and falling in love with everyone. I'm still learning how to trust a heart.
How do I live my life more like how I want it to be? Will I forever be chasing what's just out of my reach? Like that little green flash winking out between the day and the night. It's a fool's gold illusion, nothing more than a trick of the light. Ain't life a fool's gold illusion, nothing more than a trick of the light.
So I have been a lot of things other than a musician to make being a musician work. I have been a waitress several different times in several different capacities. Actually, I was a waitress at Club Passim that Kathy mentioned, so a bit of nepotism there because I have gone and played there since in Boston. I've also been a housekeeper. I've done just about every single job in the service industry there is to do. So I'd like to send this next one out to anybody working in the service industry. I hope everyone tips you very well, and God bless. I know it can be hard.
I gotta get out of this city. It's wearing holes in all my clothes, taking the heart out of me. Taking the heart out of me. I haven't done much smiling. Just catch my train and avoid the gaze of someone I might know. Someone I might know. 'Cause there's always somewhere I need to be. There's always someone waiting on me. I've been walking too damn much, pounding the pavement, losing touch, ride 4 stops and ride home again. Use my grocery money to pay my rent. So weary, but I just can't sleep. Just can't get no relief. Just can't get no relief. It's another working Sunday. I'm spilling on shoes, wiping down the boots, cleaning the messes I make, all the messes I make. And table 2 looks pissed, but I got 6 other ones and no one to cover them. I do what I can, I just do what I can. 'Cause there's always somewhere I need to be. There's always someone waiting on me. I've been walking too damn much, pounding the pavement, losing touch, ride 4 stops and ride home again. Use my grocery money to pay my rent. So weary, but I just can't sleep. Just can't get no relief. Just can't get no relief. Oh, I've been walking too damn much, pounding the pavement, losing touch, ride 4 stops and ride home again. Use my grocery money to pay my rent. So weary, but I just can't sleep. I just can't get no relief. Just can't get no relief. Just can't get no relief. Just can't get no relief.
I will be releasing a new single at the end of this month, meaning the month of October. This is a song I wrote in the dead of winter when I was house sitting for a family friend back in Colorado, and there was a lot of snow. So I want you to picture just like the coldest time you've ever had, you know, because it's hot here. It's like 91 degrees today, but just put that out of your head. Anyways, this song is going to come out pretty soon, and it is called Final Movie Scene. I've got this house to myself, lonely as I've ever felt. The wind is screaming across the drifts of snow. Though nobody could kiss away all my troubles, all my pain, or color in the blank spots in my mind. Still I am dreaming of the kind of love I don't have to convince. It just pulls me into the place, that perfect space does suspended in the beams of the final movie scene. Emotional growing pain, find it hard to act my age when tonight I feel 100 years old. I struggle around the holidays, my family feels so far away, and home is just a picture we don't look at. So I am dreaming of the kind of love I don't have to bargain with. It just pulls me into the place, that perfect space does suspend in the beams of the final movie scene. Ooh, does suspended in the beams of the final movie scene. This last song I'm going to play for you is on that record. And it's a song about embracing who you are, embracing being different, embracing not shrinking yourself, because that sucks. And I think most people have experienced feeling like they need to make themselves smaller and take up less space. And this is a song I wrote picturing Sheryl Crow holding me like this, looking me in the face and being like, "You're great." And so then I tried to write sort of like a Sheryl Crow-y type song about, feeling great. So hopefully you guys like Sheryl Crow. And thanks again, I'm Jobi Riccio. This is called Sweet.
I'm standing here again. All the guys I meet just lead to dead ends. And all the girls I've wanted never had a clue, or probably don't bat for my team even if they knew. I felt like a mountain, I have felt like a mouse. I've heard poison words falling out of my mouth, but I can swallow my pride and apologize. If you give me half a chance, I will try. But let me tell you, I don't know how to be sweet. I don't know how to play a cool girl fantasy. And affections to directions, not just a one-way street. I'm just not that sweet, 'cause my heart gets scared and sometimes shows its teeth. But if I'm yours, I will love you honestly. So who cares about being sweet? Tried to be softer, more digestible. Diversions of myself, terrified of feeling full. I've squeezed myself into someone else's jeans, and I have said I'm sorry when I didn't need to be. I curse when I'm angry, I curse when I'm not. I've come off too cold and I've come on too hot. So if we meet eyes from across some crowded room, I ain't ever gonna try to hide the truth. I'm just not that sweet. I don't know how to play a cool girl fantasy. And affections to directions, not just a one-way street. I'm just not that sweet, 'cause my heart gets scared and sometimes shows its teeth. But if I'm yours, I will love you honestly. So who cares about being sweet? Who cares about being sweet? I'm just not that sweet, 'cause my heart gets scared and sometimes shows its teeth. But if I'm yours, I will love you honestly. If I'm yours, I give you all of me. So who cares about being sweet?
Thanks so much.
All right. She hung out at bluegrass festivals since she was in her teens, and she's made friends with a lot of those guys, too. She debuted at Newport Folk last year as the festival's John Prine Songwriter Fellowship Award winner. Yeah. Her debut album is Whiplash on Yep Rock Records. Look for a new single, Final Movie Scene, at the end of October. And she'll be touring in the South with the Wood Brothers in December. I saw her open for them earlier this year at the Rhyme, and she was wonderful. That was Jobi Riccio. It's time for our piano player, Bob Thompson, to do a song for you. And tonight he's chosen a Cliff Burwell song called Sweet Lorraine that was made popular by Nat King Cole. Please welcome Bob Thompson. You can find his music at colortones.com. That was our very own Bob Thompson with Sweet Lorraine, written by Cliff Burwell, sung by Nat King Cole originally. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. If you have questions or suggestions for us, our email address is feedback@mountainstage.org. You can also connect with us on Facebook and X and peek behind the scenes on our Instagram. You can find all those links at our website, mountainstage.org. We're going to close the show this week with a singer-songwriter who hails from Greenbelt, Maryland. He dropped out of college at the University of North Carolina the day before his senior year was to start, and drove to Chicago because he said he had a moment when he realized life is short and I knew where I wanted to be and I should just get there. He took a job as a carpenter and he started writing songs and playing out, and he eventually recorded an EP and began giving away 2 song samplers to his friends to pass along, and eventually sold 20,000 copies. His music wound up in the hands of Steve Earle, who tapped him to open a tour, which wound up landing him a record deal in Nashville. Since 2005, he's released 7 studio albums, 2 EPs, and a live album, and he's built a strong and loyal following. His latest release, out earlier this year, is called Sketch of a Promised Departure. Please welcome for the 7th time to Mountain Stage, Joe Pug.
Thank you. I've been waiting all night for you to look my way. I've been playing with a fire that I can't explain. And I know that you're here with him, with a necklace and a feeling that you can't admit. He drives a dark car, no hard rebel with a gold car. I'm here waiting on the Crescent Bridge. She's a true bride, bright side, parliaments and brown eyes. I'm here waiting on the Crescent Bridge. Hey! You can read her at the river, you can catch the rain. Or you can build yourself a palace on a fruity plain. And I know you can touch the moon, but your stomach's always empty with a silver spoon. He drives a dark car, no hard rebel with a gold card. I'm here waiting on the Crescent the Christian Bridge. Hey! I'm here waiting. I'm here waiting. Thank you. Thank you so much. No place a good man can last. You guys ready for it? Yeah. It's 5 after midnight and the sun is still setting. On girls in white dresses, not meant for weddings. And there stands your daughter with both eyes upon you. You stand up and walk to her side. There's no place a good man can hide. There's no place a good man can hide. History is perfect and written by the winner. The lieutenant says as he breaks all the fingers, you fled prosecution, but they found you in Houston. They told you to reach for the sky. There's no place a good man can hide. There's no place a good man can hide. All right, Michael. Well, they printed your name as a joke on the paper's front pages this 4th of July. There's no place a good man can hide. 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 Thank you. Thank you. What a pleasure to be back at Mountain Stage. What an even further pleasure to be playing with the Mountain Stage Band tonight. I only have 2 criteria for playing with band members. The first is that they're excellent musicians, of course, and the second is that they're not on my payroll. And so this has worked out swimmingly. Treasury of Prayers. that my enemies are slow, that my fevers are weak, that my lessons don't hurt, that my medicine is sweet, that these days are not the pearls, and I'm not the swine, that faithful's not a word that I cannot define, that I find my will to fight, that I lose my taste for drink, and if that's too much to ask, and my hangovers are brief, that while we're here on earth, I can keep the difference here between what I should have done and what I really did. That my children live out stories they can tell around the fire, that they could recognize beauty, that they could recognize a liar, that their innocence remains, that they never question my love, that they work to build cathedrals they won't live to pray inside of, that our better angels sing of peace instead of war, that the pistol's close at hand when the wolf is at the door, that the plot never thickens, the other shoe never drops, that the edge of grace begins when the edge of reason stops. Like a memory when my father calls me home, like I'm racing under streetlights back to dinner on the stove, that there's a candle in my window, that there's roses on my grave from those that I befriended, from those that I betrayed, that the three men I admire the most never caught that last train for the coast, that the music never died, that the levee wasn't dry. We might be east to Eden, but we're heading west tonight. Well, I heard the news this morning, and my hope will never end, that you find heaven quick from here in Baltimore, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
the summer porch. It seemed like everything was just the way it was before. Oh, so pleased to see it's been so long. Where you've been since I've been gone? What were all these roads and letters for? I am the great despiser. I hold myself beside her. I often hope for fire. I am the great despiser. I don't wanna care about it anymore. 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 I don't wanna care about it anymore.
Give it up for the Mountain Stage Band, y'all. I'd like to play you guys a song I wrote for my wife, actually. But as you're soon to hear, this is not a love song. Because I wrote it while we were in the midst of a very profound fight with one another. It was a disagreement. We couldn't come to any, we couldn't make amends, couldn't solve it. We couldn't compromise in any way because I was absolutely right. And, but I was doing a very poor job in conversation of articulating why. And she was doing a pretty good job on her end, I'm not gonna lie. So I thought to myself, you know, how am I gonna fix this? How am I gonna get my point across to her? Because I'm doing a horrible job in conversation. And I thought, you know what? For the last 15 years for a living, I have communicated via the medium of song. So maybe if I put my point in a song, it'll better get across to her. So I sat down, I worked very hard, and I finished this that I'm about to play for you. This is my attempt to describe to my wife what I think is the nature of our domestic reality. And this song is called I Don't Work in a Bank. I don't work in a bank, they're not my beans to count. If you want proof when I go broke, no one will bail me out. Don't ask me where I'm going, don't ask how much I drank. If you want answers, that's just fine, but I don't work in a bank. Yeah, well, I don't work in a bank, and you knew that when we met. Just put that dress back on the rack and live with your regret. You don't get to taste the top shelf when your bottom line is blank. So it's private stock in public school. I don't work in a bank. Oh, well, I don't work in a bank. That was fine when I was a kid. But the awful truth I've learned, things be much better if I did. Yeah, I ended up with short change and just myself to thank. 'Cause the world's a giant spinning coin and I don't work in a bank. Thank you. How did it work? How did it go over? How did it go over? I haven't played it for her yet. But things like that are all about timing, you know. I think the best time to play it for her will be when I return home tomorrow after she's been alone with our 3 children under the age of 7, while I've been in West Virginia doing my art. That'll be the time to lay it on her. So I'll live stream it tomorrow. You guys can watch. It is a pleasure anytime to play music. It's a pleasure anytime to play music for an audience. The amount of pleasure that it is to be a part of an institution like Mountain Stage can barely be put into words, though. I'm honored to be here. We're so thankful that all of you are here tonight. We're so thankful that Mountain Stage exists. And I got one more for you. And thank you, Mountain Stage. I love you very much. Thank you.
There was a friend I had, we called him Brother John. It was many heavy years ago now. He had a poet's heart and a painter's touch, was more honest than the world would allow. The rest of us grew up and made our compromise, but he was never one to play that game. He was caught between a cold machine in an everlasting flame. Caught between a cold machine in an everlasting flame. We used to smoke on the side of the railroad tracks and tell jokes that we shouldn't have told, until the powers that be locked us all in a room with a confession that we couldn't withhold. They said you can save your friends or you can save yourself. You know you really ought to be ashamed. We were caught between a cold machine and an everlasting flame. I moved away too young into a violent town and chased a dream that I shouldn't have chased. John moved to St. Augustine and worked the door at a shot and beer place. I think he fell in love with the world he dreamed that in reality it never became. He was caught between a cold machine. Hey, 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 hey. They say he had a right to choose. His life was not just his to lose. Now that he's gone, meanwhile some shallow man in a far-off town dragged us all down a slippery slope. And the doctor's brand new miracle cure was just good old-fashioned dope. They say the road to hell is like a Sunday walk until the devil gets to know your name. Then you're caught between a cold machine and an everlasting flame. Now there's a silver stream of water in the street about a block from where his body was found. And the children laugh and sing their songs as the summer starts to wind itself down. But I see Johnny's face when I close my eyes, more than our time together can explain. Like a slow refrain, he was caught between a cold machine. Hey, 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 he was caught between a cold machine. Hey, 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 he was caught between a cold machine. Hey, 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 he was caught between a cold machine. Hey,
Thank you so much.
For nearly a decade, he has hosted a popular podcast called Working Songwriter and a newsletter called The Enthusiast Digest on music, culture, poetry, humor, cooking, and anything else that he says he has used as an excuse to avoid writing songs. All of the archives are available through The Vault on his website. His latest album is Sketch of a Promised Departure on Nation of Heat Records. That was Joe Pug. Thank you to the local honeys. Thank you to Carrie, Newcomer, and Curtis McMurtry, to Jobi, Riccio, and to Joe Pug. And thank you to everyone here at the Culture Center Theater. Thank you to you guys out there listening on the radio, because without you, there'd be no Mountain Stage, and we never, ever forget that. We hope you can hear us next week when we bring you Maddie Diaz, Judith Owen, The Dead Tongues, and Swamp Dog from the Franklin Theater in Franklin, Tennessee. Mountain Stage is produced by Larry Gross and Adam Harris. Senior producer is Jeff Shirley. Associate producers are John Ingram and Mallory Richards. We're engineered by Patrick Stevens, Richie Collins, Scott Robinson, and Greg McGowan. With production assistance by Michael Lipton, Lance Schrader, Chris Mead, Don London, Kelly Lassiter, Jen Brown, Tony Patterson, and Ella Burnside. Photographic services by Chris Morris. Promotion is coordinated by Mallory Richards, John Ingram, and Music in Motion Promotions. Special thanks to Mountain Stage members Walter and Sean Williams for their generous support. Lodging is provided by the Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston. Mountain Stage was founded by Andy Ridenauer, Francis Fisher, and Larry Gross. Why don't you go out and hear some live music wherever you are just as soon as you can. You've been listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. All right, we're going to do this old Lead Belly song for you. Here we go. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Last Saturday night I got married. Me and my love settled down. Now me and my love are parted. I'm gonna take another stroll downtown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Bob Thompson. Ryan Kennedy. Mike Lipton. All right, the local honeys.
Sometimes I live in
on the piano. All right, Don Rogers on the fiddle. Diana Burgess on the cello. Carrie Newcomer.
Stop your rambling, stop your gambling. Stop staying late out at night. Go home to your wife and your family. Stay there by your fireside and Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
Curtis McMurtry.
Saturday night I got married. Me and my love settled down. Now me and my love are parted. I'm gonna take another stroll downtown.
All right, Jobi Riccio.
Well, sometimes I live in the country, and sometimes I live in the town. Sometimes I take a great ocean to jump in that river and drown.
All right, Joe Pug.
Stop your rambling and stop all your gambling. Stop staying out all night. Come home to your wife and family and stay by the fireside light.
All right, here we go.
Irene, good night.
Sing with us now.
Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
All right, let's tag it.
Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
Thank y'all so much.
Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey Glasser. This is NPR.